Hey everybody, and welcome back to Tenza Motorsports. Today we're going to be doing an exciting little tiny project, just replacing the corner markers and the lenses on this car. I want to go over a few things that I have learned over the years, talk about upcoming projects, and then we'll get this car put together. Before we get into today's content, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Like if you enjoy this type of content. Also make sure to follow us on Instagram, Tenza_Motorsports, where we do giveaways. So we've got a ton of stuff coming up this next year. So just as kind of like a recap, I've got a fuel cell. All this stuff's just out of camera view. Got a fuel cell, fuel pump, bushings. So you got to do the rear end of this car. You still got to put this car back together. I've got a lift that we're gonna be putting in here, if everything goes well. We've got a heater that's just out of camera view here, and just loads of videos, including the M54, was an M56, but M54 engine rebuild. If I spent 40 hours a week in my garage, as of right now, it'd take me 2 or 3 weeks to get everything done. So we've got lots of stuff coming up. Today I'm gonna be doing a really short one. I'm supposed to be putting in the fuel cell, but we've had some family stuff come up and I've gotta make today kind of short. So we're gonna be doing some lenses and some corner markers. Now the corner markers are Depot's. The reason for that being is that I absolutely love the way that these look. The OEM corner markers, the orange, a lot of people are going back to that because a lot of people, when they first bought these cars, didn't really care much for the orange. I don't really like the orange as much. I don't think it looks as sporty. If you're just trying to have a really nice, classy looking E46, I think the orange ones look fine. These ones are a tinted, nobody tinted them. They come tinted. This is just a cheaper set. And you can buy some of these corner markers. You can buy orange, clear, the tinted like these ones. If you keep it the standard bulb, you can buy them for 20, 30, 40 bucks. And those are perfectly fine. This car right here, we're gonna go to a Depot one. The one I wanna talk about more than anything is the headlight lens. If you drive your car, get the Bosch, get the OEM. Suck it up. I think they're like 75 bucks a piece, and put them on the car. Now that comes with a caveat. If you have the non-xenon headlights, I do not recommend spending a bunch of money on those headlights. Depot is my go-to for headlights if the car doesn't have xenons to begin with. This car and my 330 both had xenons. What that means is I pulled them apart, I put some new parts on them, I put the halo rings in them, and put them back together. If your car is just the standard halogen, whatever, lower end headlight, go get yourself some projector lens. Whether you go Depot and get brand new headlights, I think they're like $350, 400 bucks for the pair, or you go and find a set of used xenons, which would actually be preferred if you can pick them up cheap enough, and then go through and clean them up, replace a few things. So that's kind of how I do my headlights most of the time. I got really lucky with these ones. I've had several sets of Depots in the past. We had an E39 wagon that we have Depots on. The S54 wagon that we built had Depots on it. I've had 3 or 4 personal sets of Depots over the years, and they've been great. But if you just want to buy some new headlights, it's already got halo rings in it, plug and play, you swap those out. These lenses here are just some cheap Amazon ones. I think they were like 35 bucks or something like that. The reason for that is, well, we're in a garage. Most of the time this car sits in the garage. It's a weekend evening driver, so it sees very little sun, very little rock chips. And for something like this, there's no reason to spend 150 bucks on lenses. If you are daily driving your car, if you're putting any real miles on it, just go and get the OEM replacement, spend a little bit extra money, make your car look good. Anyways, hopefully that wasn't too confusing. You do have a few avenues, a few options to get the front end of your car looking better. This is a super simple project. We're gonna start by popping the hood. I'm gonna do the corner markers first, show how to do those, and we'll go from there. All right, very simple on this car. This is the screwdriver style, which is nicer. So in order to remove these, you get your screwdriver down in there. You loosen that, and then you can slide this corner marker straight towards you. Once they're to this point, you'll remove the bulb. So you just twist it out of there, and there is your corner marker out of the car. If you're just doing corner markers, this is like literally just a couple minute process. Now from here, what you'll be doing is taking your adapter here. This is so that the LED corner markers can talk to the car. If not, if you don't have all this stuff, then it'll throw a dash light and it'll blink like it's missing a light bulb. All we're doing here is splicing into the connector. So this right here comes over here. You remove the old bulb housing holder thing. You'll plug this in. The only downside to all this is you have to find a place to put this. Sometimes you can get it up into the engine bay. For right now, I'm just gonna put it back in here and I'll come back to it later. It's not really a huge deal. You just need to find a place that's not gonna let it rattle around. Once you're to here, now you've just got your one bulb plug hanging out there. What you'll do is take your corner marker. You can see that right there, looks just like the backside of a bulb. You'll plug that in, and then this will lock into the back of your corner marker. And that's really all there is to it. Now, I do have to remove this back because we're gonna pull the lens out here in just a moment. But if you're just doing your corner markers, there you go, fantastic, super quick. Let's go turn them on real quick. I'll show you what they look like. Yes, I think those look fantastic. Those are my favorite ones. These do come in a clear, and I think they come in a slightly darker smoke than they are now, so more of a tinted. This is a light smoke with 9 LEDs on it. They are orange, but I think those look absolutely fantastic. Let's move over to the headlight lenses. We'll get those removed. I'll show you how easy that is. You don't even have to pull the headlight all the way out of the car. And then we'll get everything put back together. All right, the lens. Lens is pretty simple to do. So on this car, we've got two 8mm up top. There's an 8mm straight down there. And then if you look in the back here, straight down, basically in between these two lenses, there's gonna be another 8mm. So I'm gonna pull all these out real quick. On the E46, this trim piece right here is essentially connected to the headlight. This car, this has been bent and broken. Oftentimes that will be the case, but if you can get this side to release here by pulling your corner marker out, you should be able to get this whole entire thing to slide out. So once this is out, let me see if I can get this to lift up enough to get us out of the car. Towel underneath here to not scratch the bumper. But from here, we can actually remove the headlight lens. So putting your thumb on the lens and then pulling back like this along this clip, oftentimes you can get this to release. You gotta be really careful because these have a tendency to break. All right, now that that piece is off, we can now remove the lens. This is one of the easiest lenses of any car ever produced. So all we're gonna do is pull these tabs around the edge, and then we'll pull the headlight lens straight towards us. And just like that, this lens has been removed. Here's our Amazon ones. I wasn't gonna box these on camera because there's not really that much to it. Pull one of these out and make sure it's the right side. Looks like that one there. If I could, I'd leave them like this. I love how like amazing these look with no lenses on it, but that's just the way it ends up being. So I remove the plastic from around the edges. Make sure that we're not clipping the plastic in, and then don't get any fingerprints inside because then they're stuck inside. There is our new lens in, and then from here, you're just reassembling. So we're gonna slip this guy back in here. While this is out, I'm gonna configure my LED converter box that's back in there. I'll get that all figured out, and then we'll slap all this back together, and I'll show everybody what it looks like when it's all done. So I was just doing some B-roll footage, and I thought I'd point this out. This is the old lens, and it almost looks like my camera is like not focusing, but you roll over here to the other one. Crystal clear. Fantastic. Love the way these look. That looks so much better. Just right off the bat, you can see how much clearer and nicer that looks. Come over here. This lens wasn't as bad as the driver's side was. That's an older one still. That's actually a newer lens. When we got this car, there was a bunch of lenses in the back, and I picked the two nicer ones. And this one on this side was actually slightly better than this one, but still nothing like a new lens. I think it looks great. This gives me like, maybe I'm the only person who feels this way, but like when you get like a brand new pair of socks, you know what I mean? Like that's the satisfaction that this gives me looking at this all done. Let's turn on the turn signal. I'll show you guys what that looks like, and then I'll wrap this video up. I really appreciate everybody so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, down in the comment section below. As always, all the products you saw today are down in the description below. I couldn't be happier. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next video.
Bam!